Welcome back to Let's Play Dungeons & Dragons Online, Permadeath.
Trampled paths and twisting patterns through the lush jungle.
And I'm on the big level 6 quest here of Redwillows. I'm only playing hard since I feel like doing all the side stuff in here, like I usually do, but some of it's got a lot of traps in, so I'll stick with hard. Also a pretty dangerous quest, this one. I've lost a couple of characters, a couple of Permadeath characters in this quest in the past. Although I think I lost both of those in group runs. One of the big dangers in here is just pulling too much aggro. Sometimes people draw too much attention from the bands of trolls in here and you get caught out.
5 haggard-looking halflings can be spied through the thick jungle foliage.
Solo and with web I ought to be okay in here.
Redwillow spun a clever tale, asking you to recover. An important missive has been handed over to your party. Somewhere in the jungle, a dark emissary awaits. Trolls bar the way ahead. Among them is a
Normally I wouldn't pull all the aggro here, but since I've got web and firewall, it seems like a good idea to get all the trolls at once. Alright, Bugbear Town. I feel like the tactics for a spellcaster for this fight are a bit different from the tactics for other classes. Just want to charge in the middle, drop a web down. So at least 1-2 champion. That champion's gone, but there's the other one's got stuck finally. It's a named guy. Good job, Skeleton. Skeleton managed to get the aggro from the champion there, even though he was standing in my firewall. I think there are plenty of shrines in this quest. I should be okay being fairly generous with the spell points here. I think there are 3 shrines. One in the Hobgoblin Cave, one about halfway around the jungle. Let's grab these guys and pull them over to the other side. Drop a web and a firewall. Just pretty much how I do every large group of monsters at this point. Although that's mostly because I keep forgetting to use charm. The 2 scary things about this quest are pulling too much aggro, or a champion showing up out in the open where it's hard to manage, hard to get away from them. Providing these Scorps aren't champions, I feel like I'm okay. All done? Okay.
Reeking of rotting meat and roasting flesh.
I'm staying out of undead form again because of these hobgoblin clerics that are lurking in the jungle.
Well-armed patrols that scour the area for interlopers.
Whoa. Guy popped up in front of me. Champion. Taking sneak attack damage from the assassins too. I think these infiltrators do sneak damage as well. This is around the level in the game where you've got to start worrying about the enemies that do sneak attack damage. Once they start doing more than 1d6 per hit, it can add up pretty quickly. The rogue type enemies you meet in the harbour and the marketplace only do 1d6, but with quests at this level they start doing more than that.
The sand shifts to reveal a small brood of night scorpions.
Yes, Stone Skin Guard. Always nice when that fires. Alright, we got trolls coming.
Destroy them before they make a meal of you.
Might as well drop another firewall. I think the one's about to run out. Okay, we got one champion, I think. Okay, those trolls melted. A spell that I can learn. Excellent. Onwards.
Bugbear and hobgoblin assassins peer hungrily from the dark corners of the jungle.
Okay, we charmed the champion.
Near invisible tunnels in the salt earth betray the presence of a scorpion nest.
Charmed. That's annoying. He's still dancing balled by the cleric that he was fighting though. A champion scorpion. No, that was odd. Alright, we found the first shrine. Black Bile Eater. This is a dangerous spot. I'm tempted to try a bit of sneaking here.
Hobgoblins have created
I'd love to charm. I mean, I could just charm the Black Bile Eater, I guess. Trouble is, he's a cleric, so he probably has a really good save. Can I get that Slayer? Yeah, that works. Got a skeleton over here. Gotta watch out for there's another camp just through the trees. And another champ up there, actually. Oh shit, he's uncharmed. Oh no, he wasn't charmed in the first place. It was this guy who was charmed. I got confused there. I think I pulled his aggro, which was a bad idea. What's going on? I can't see through the trees. Let's charm someone else. This looks a bit dangerous. Out of spell points, that's not good. Okay, my guys are winning. They got a bit close though. Yeah, the trees here are actually part of what makes this area dangerous. Can't really see what's going on, and with the champion casters as well now, it makes this bit significantly more dangerous.
You have recovered all of the lost items Redwillow described.
Gotta keep checking my load as well. Don't want to get burdened. One of the risks of being a low strength caster is essentially getting burdened in the middle of a fight or just in the middle of exploration. Okay, it's gotta be time to shrine now, I think. "73 kills, but lots of jungle to go before we even get to the giants." Okay, let's go acid resist, fire resist, acid for the champions, fire for the clerics and witch doctors in here. Alright, ready to go again. I guess I'll come back to the hobgoblins up on the ridge here, because I can shrine when I do those.
Goblinoid camp awaits you beneath a canopy of jungle trees.
I tried to charm that guy twice, but he wouldn't play ball, so we firewalled him.
Several bugbears have built a small camp in the shade of the ruined walls.
The camp had no champions, so it was nice and easy. Of course, the risk of playing it this way is that if there are a lot of champions in the Hobgoblin camp later, I might have a hard time fighting them.
As you make your
Wow, we already have aggression bonus, and it still feels like there's a lot of this quest to go.
rushing toward a larger camp.
I guess the giants are just not very numerous at the end.
Silent and stoic, the dark-skinned men watch as you approach. The one clad in dark green cloth seems to be the leader.
Don't mind me dropping a web and a firewall in your camp. It's totally fine.
Kexan's torture whispers a dark prayer as he steels himself for battle.
Champions, champions, no champions. Throws fireballs, but he doesn't lead the target at all. Doing pretty good with that fog cloud though. Sneaking Belts of Strength. That's a real Conan the Barbarian item, that one.
The Cortes band and drow have been arrested
Oh, there's a shrine over here as well. I had forgotten about that.
from this area of the jungle.
Alright, up to the hobgoblins. One champion. But they all fell nicely into the web there, so that went as well as it could. $200 spell points, that should be fine for clearing these hobgoblins out. Making my skeleton go first because of the traps. Whoa, I was standing right in those blade traps. It was not good. Sorry about that, skeleton. You took quite a lot of damage there. Are there blade traps on this ramp as well? I can't remember. Let's go for it anyway. We want to get the shrine clear. No champions makes it easy. Whoa, okay, slightly more traps there than I thought there were. Whoa, my health. Whoa, how did I get so low? I walked into traps. Ah. Yikes. I did not notice how low my health had got there. Okay, let's just go a bit more carefully here. Get to the shrine. I think I've got the area cleared out. All the parts that I can clear on the character without the trapping. I've forgotten how bad this area was when you don't have the ability to disable the traps. Okay, we made it. Skeleton shrines. I guess I shrine after the skeleton. And I can throw him some new buffs. Fire for the giants, of course. And yeah, I guess that will do. Hopefully that's the closest I get to dying on this character until I get to level up to level 9. We got some good gear waiting at level 9. And I don't normally do quests with quite so many traps. But I do like doing Redwillows. Alright, park the skeleton again. Now I'm going to make my way out past all the traps again. So many spinning blades. Alright, we've got one unused shrine behind us, but I'm only just shrined, so I can just leave that. And just the giants left to do. I actually made quite a lot of bonus XP there. I also need to start thinking about what I'm doing once I go through this portal.
You have returned the items to their caretakers. Inform Redwillow of your success.
Alright, acid resistance on in case of any champions. Fire resistance for the in case there are any giant spellcasters, although I'm not sure there are other than the boss himself. The boss actually throws some unusual spells in here. I've got a cure blindness potion though. That's the most annoying thing. The bosses start to do around this level is cast blindness.
Redwillow has opened a gate that leads to the culprit behind this invasion. A hill giant head towards
Alright, I am parking my skeleton. I am putting on some moves silently because I'm going to sneak through here. So the usual plan here is to sneak through the portal and immediately go back into the woods behind the portal. That's why I'm parking the skeleton, because he would pull all the attention.
Deposit you into the center of a long overgrown ruin. Something.
The most dangerous place is right by the portal, because there's giants off to one side, hobgoblins off to the other side, which can all see you at once if you're unlucky. It's much better to sneak round to the south end of the area here, and then you can fight them one group at a time. In fact, this is such a good strategy, I think, that it's best to just jump back through the portal if they do see you while you're at the portal. Okay, we do have a champion here. That's going to make life interesting. My crowd control probably doesn't work on the giants. Charm monster might. Okay, the charm does work. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to charm the champion though. Depends how many other enemies I can get over here to fight him. Where did he go? Did he die? I'm confused. There was a giant champion standing right here, and now he's not here anymore. Maybe he got uncharmed and my skeleton finished him off. Maybe he was closer to death than I thought. Sometimes they die when they uncharm because Augment Summoning has buffed them, and they die when they lose the buff. I'm surprised he died so fast. I just don't like the idea of there being a giant champion lurking behind me. But it's not like he could hide, so... Got another champion on our side. This should help. Crowd control, I can't keep them in the web, but I can keep pulling them into it at least. Wait, the giant got stuck in the web? I didn't think they could get stuck in web. I know they must have some kind of big bonus. I mean, they have a very high strength, which helps them break out of it, but I thought they were actually immune to web. I must have misunderstood. Alright, 9 giants left. I still have a shrine behind me. Okay, looks like everything is clear behind. We just got 6 giants and the boss ahead of us. Not my best fireball placement, but okay. Ooh, knockdown. Okay, we got the boss too. That's not so good. Especially if I get rumbled. Alright, fortunately my skeleton got the aggro for the boss, so we're doing fine here. Skeleton saves the day.
His hold over the goblin tribe is shattered.
Yeah, I didn't have heighten for my web yet. I don't think I get the heightened feat until... I usually take it around level 9. It always feels to me like the place where it starts to become valuable. At this level it would only be like +2 to the spell DC. It starts to be a fairly big deal later on. So I get to the next level, which I'm getting closer to now. Alright, I got pretty good bonuses there too. Conquest, Ransack. Yeah, and all the optionals. I got quite a few of the rares as well in there. Alright, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.